Hey guys, what's up? Never really introduced myself, but I'm Coleman, and I live in Salt Lake City, Utah. But I figured today I just wanted to show you guys around, maybe my ugly 240. And I was gonna talk about Ganadors today, you know, the mirrors that everyone wants and everyone wants to have, and mirrors that it seems like every YouTuber does have, but they are quite expensive. So I just wanted to show you guys some other alternatives and maybe make it worth spending the extra money for you. So this right here is my 1992 240SX S13 hatch with a 1.5 JZ in it. And then back here, that is my 1993 Toyota Chaser with a 1 JZ with a single turbo conversion. Both have aftermarket mirrors, which today we will be talking a bit more about. So please do mind the mess of my garage. Doing a lot of body work takes a toll on the cleanliness. But this is my 240SX. Like I said, it's a 1.5 JZ, so 2 JZ bottom and a non-VVTi 1 JZ head. It's on pretty low boost right now, but it's getting ready to go to paint, so there's no window, no moldings. Sealed up the rear quarters, and I filled this body line, and then the rear over fender, we'll go over that. But it's just a little drift car, nothing too crazy. But I did see on eBay, there was a sale for $36 mirrors. And I thought, well, they're probably terrible, which, spoiler, they are. But I wasn't sure how much worse they would be than real Ganadors, which it's pretty shocking. I don't believe that these things should even be sold to people. They are so awful. But maybe there are some better alternatives between the $36 and $1,000 price range. So for $36, shockingly, they do function as mirrors, and if you don't care too much about the quality, they would be perfect for you. And they are made of just ABS molded plastic. They are pretty flimsy, but they do have a pretty nicely cut mirror in there. The edges are a little bit, you know, weak, but other than that, I mean, it's the only problem really comes down to the build quality and how they're actually attached to the car. This is fully bolted in, and as you can see, it is quite wobbly. I have yet to drive this car over 5 miles per hour, but something tells me they wouldn't make it past freeway speeds. So if you plan on, you know, doing anything over the speed limit of 35, I'd recommend something else for you. But if you just want them to look cool and not quite as ugly as your factory mirrors, it definitely does the job. So here is my 1993 Toyota Chaser, imported from Japan about 2 years ago. It is my daily driver, and it is awesome. I literally have no complaints about this car. Makes about 400 wheel, big HKS Garrett collab single turbo. It's really fun to drive. I could not ask for a more reliable car. Literally never had a problem with the car. Just done oil changes and basic maintenance like all cars should have to require. But other than that, I love this thing so much. So I do like to treat it with some nicer quality parts. So here are authentic Ganadors. I am not quite sure when they were manufactured, but sometime between the mid to late 90s. I actually picked them up from a guy in Russia who sells JZX parts, so that was a nice find. They're in pretty okay condition. They have some paint runs, which obviously I've yet to paint match them to my car. But for $800, which is what I spent, not including shipping, it's kind of a steal for Ganadors, to be honest. Pardon the wind noise, but as you can see, it does have the blue tinted mirror. And these, for all JZX90s, all Ganador mirrors are motorized. So they are electronically adjustable. However, one of my motors is not working, unfortunately. But that's kind of what you have to expect when you buy 20 to 25-year-old parts from a different country that you know nothing about. Luckily, the build quality on Ganadors is absolutely amazing, and it's kind of up to you to decide if they're worth spending a comma on, but personally, I think the quality is totally worth the extra price. With Ganadors, you have a aluminum base, so this actually can be taken down to metal and polished like normal aluminum. And then the cap is molded plastic. And the mirror is actually pretty good quality too. However, it is old, so that is to be expected. But I think it totally sets off a car, because I hate the aftermarket solutions for most mirrors. I think they all look pretty bland and not very cohesive in design. But the smoothness of the transition from the cap to the mirror plate, I think, is beautiful. However, if you look at the $36 Ganadors, you can see how the cap transitions into the base. And these actually utilize a separate door mounting like end plate so that they can be universally made to make them cheaper. However, that is kind of the flaw in the design, because that is where it loses all of its rigidity. And they don't mount very well because they don't actually have threaded metal inserts where like stock mirrors would. So you actually have to use your bolt from your old mirrors and drill into the plastic. So if you don't do it right, it could probably just fall out, but let's hope that doesn't happen. So whether you choose to go for $36 mirrors, or if you want to try your luck at sourcing some Ganadors for your model, I think they both are better looking than the stock mirrors. Here I have the factory 240SX mirror, which are big, bulky, and quite frankly, I don't think they fit the sleek and smooth lines of the 240SX. And then you have the $36 eBay mirrors, and they also are kind of bulky and don't flow very well, but are a whole lot better than the Dumbo that's going on here. However, I think these still fail to capture the beauty and aerodynamic lust of the Ganador mirror. Here I have the factory powered JZX90 mirror, and if we compare it to the Ganador mirror, you can see just how much farther these stick out. So I think on cars with big, ugly mirrors, Ganadors are a nice addition, because they kind of clean up the lines of the car, make everything look pretty smooth. And I'm betting once I get these painted, it will look very nice. So all in all, it's kind of up to you to decide, is the extra money spent well worth it? Or is there a better alternative in the middle, like let's say $300 mirrors like E36 style, or East Bear or Bomex? There's so many other options other than just Ganadors. You can still be cool at a fraction of the price. But for those who are looking at Ganadors, if you're lucky to have a common chassis like the S13, you'll probably be spending, hopefully you'll find a deal for about $1,000, anywhere up to $2,500 to nearly $3,000 for perfect new in-box blinker, chrome, blue lens, all the bells and whistles. Luckily, hopefully, if you have a rare chassis, you'll be able to find some mirrors like I did in Russia for $800 and get a steal on that. But do expect some wear, some chips, some broken electronics, some broken solder welds, because they are nearly 20 to 25 years old. So that's kind of what you expect when buying old 90s Japanese parts. So I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this cleared up a little bit of confusion or some questions you had about Ganadors. If there's anything else you want me to go in depth on either of my cars, please leave it in the comments. I would love to make another video. I need more excuses to make another video, but thank you for watching if you did, and see you next time.